There are some places in space that we can't take our eyes off. And the more we learn about them, the more they captivate our imaginations. Right now, we're gazing across the cosmos at K2-18b, a mysterious world that could have a giant ocean hiding under miles of rock. It was first discovered by NASA's planet-hunting Kepler space telescope in 2018, but it took until 2023 for researchers to gather enough data to learn about this bizarre world. And what they found is pretty wild. K2-18b orbits a red dwarf star about 119 light-years away. But there's more to this star than meets the eye. Red dwarfs may seem like ordinary small stars that are relatively easy to study. They're actually a total handful. Stars in this class are smaller and cooler than our sun, which makes them dimmer and more difficult to observe. And because they're so dim, they're also really hard for planets to orbit. See, a planet needs to be just the right distance from its star to receive the right amount of heat and light to support life. Not too close, or it'll be scorched. Not too far, or it'll be frozen. And these stars are just so tiny and chilly that finding planets around them feels like finding a needle in a haystack. So while there are many red dwarfs out there, we've only managed to find a few dozen planets orbiting them. And because red dwarfs are so difficult to observe, we don't know much about them. For example, astronomers still aren't sure why they have such strong magnetic fields. These fields can mess with planets in major ways, blasting them with harmful radiation that destroys their atmospheres and even stripping away their entire magnetic protections. While scientists try to unravel these mysteries, they need to keep one thing in mind. Stars aren't just points of light up in the sky. They're giant balls of burning plasma that flare and flash and otherwise behave erratically. Studying these temperamental stars is like trying to figure out the personality of someone who's always changing their mood. That's why astronomers spend so much time confirming discoveries and double-checking their results. You never know when something unexpected will come along and shake things up, and that's exactly what happened here. When the Kepler Space Telescope spotted K2-18b, astronomers were thrilled. Finally, a planet around a red dwarf that might support life. At first glance, it looked promising. The planet was roughly Earth-sized, and it orbited in the habitable zone of its star. But then the real work began. Astronomers needed to collect more data to confirm the discovery and learn more about this distant world. They turned to the Hubble Space Telescope, which has been observing K2-18b ever since. With Hubble's help, scientists were able to calculate the mass of the planet by measuring how much its gravity affects its star. And what they found was surprising. K2-18b was much heavier than Earth, more than twice its mass, in fact. This meant that it wasn't just a rocky planet like Earth, but had something else in its cosmic cocktail. As astronomers continued to analyze their data, they made another shocking discovery. K2-18b didn't just have a giant ocean on its surface. It was completely covered in ocean. Now, before you start packing your bags for a vacation in the great beyond, let me clarify that this ocean isn't exactly swimmable. Scientists estimate that the planet is made mostly of hydrogen and helium. In fact, it's so big that it's classified as a gas giant, a swirling mass of gases and liquids that's larger than Jupiter. And here's the kicker. This massive ocean is likely located under miles of solid rock. To get to the water, you'd need to drill through thousands of feet of rock and metal, and it would probably be hundreds of times colder than the surface of Antarctica. So unless you're a fan of ice swimming, this ocean isn't exactly a day trip. The question is, how did it get there? Well, here's what scientists think happened. When K2-18b formed, it started out as a smaller, rocky planet similar to Earth. But over time, its massive red dwarf star blasted it with so much radiation that it stripped away most of its atmosphere. As the planet cooled, the gases in its outer layers condensed and fell as rain, forming a massive ocean on the surface. But where did all that stuff come from? Well, it turns out that red dwarfs can be real cosmic spitballs. They spew out huge amounts of stellar winds that can travel to nearby planets and strip away their atmospheres. So as K2-18b orbited its star, it was constantly bombarded with new material that added to its ocean. Over billions of years, this process created a planet that's almost entirely liquid. Now, you might be wondering why scientists use the term Hycean instead of just calling it an ocean planet. Hyceans are a relatively new addition to the planetary classification system. They were first identified in 2021 and are defined as planets with at least 10 times the mass of Earth that are mostly made of hydrogen and helium. Currently, only 3 planets in the Milky Way have been confirmed as Hyceans, and K2-18b is the largest of the bunch. It's about 5 times the size of Neptune, which is already pretty huge. So if you want to go for a swim, you'll have plenty of room to do it. Just don't forget your cosmic scuba gear. While this discovery has left scientists scratching their heads over how a planet so far from home could be so similar to Earth, it's also left them with a lot of questions. For starters, astronomers are still working to understand how something like this could happen so far from home. How does a planet that far away resemble our own so much? And what else might we find out there in the vastness of space? The search for K2-18b reminds us just how much we don't know about the universe. It's a humbling experience that makes us wonder what else is out there. Maybe there are other planets just like Earth, or maybe there are even other life forms that we haven't discovered yet. The possibilities are really endless. As we continue to explore space, we're sure to make more amazing discoveries that will expand our understanding of the universe. Who knows what we might find next? Maybe we'll discover a planet with an ocean just like Earth's, or maybe we'll find something even more incredible. One thing is for sure, though, the more we explore space, the more we learn about the amazing world we live in. And who knows, maybe one day we'll even find alien life. The discovery of K2-18b has captured the imagination of scientists and the public alike. The idea of a planet so similar to Earth, yet so different, is both fascinating and intriguing. As we continue to learn more about this unique world, we can't help but wonder what other secrets the universe is hiding. The discovery of K2-18b reminds us just how much we don't know about the universe and how much there is yet to discover. It's a humbling experience that makes us wonder what else is out there. Maybe there are other planets just like Earth, or maybe there are other life forms that we haven't discovered yet. The possibilities are truly endless. So as we gaze up at the stars and contemplate the vastness of space, let's remember that we're just scratching the surface of what's out there. Who knows what we might find next? Perhaps one day we'll even find ourselves swimming in the great ocean of K2-18b. Just kidding. It's probably not the best idea to swim in an ocean made of hydrogen and helium. Or maybe we'll discover a planet with an ocean just like Earth's. Either way, the possibilities are truly endless. The discovery of K2-18b has left scientists with more questions than answers. But that's what makes it such an exciting discovery. It's a reminder that there's still so much to learn about the universe and that we're just beginning to scratch the surface. Who knows what other amazing discoveries await us? Thank you for joining us on this journey of discovery. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more updates on all things astronomy. And who knows, maybe one day you'll be the one making groundbreaking discoveries in the world of astronomy. Until then, keep looking up.